Okay, welcome back. So we're going to look at unlike fractions and how to subtract them now. So the first one we're going to look at is 3 over 4 minus 1 over 2. Alright, this is a really easy one to figure out very quickly because we can see that the denominators here are just factors of each other. So if we multiplied 2 by 2, we'd get 4. Right? So that means we can easily convert this second fraction into a like fraction. So this is 3 over 4 minus something over 4. To go from here to here, I've multiplied it by 2. So if we're going to keep it as an equivalent fraction, I have to do the same to the 1. So 1 has to be multiplied by 2 as well. So 1 multiplied by 2 is just 2. And now that they're like fractions, we can solve. So 3 minus 2 is just 1 over 4. Okay, give this next one a pause if you'd like to give it a go. And I'll solve it now. So we have 5 over 6 minus 1 over 3. It's very similar to the last one. We can rewrite this as an equivalent fraction without changing the first fraction. Alright, so we want to change this second fraction here to be something out of 6. Okay, so to go from this 3 to 6, we've multiplied it by 2, and we'll do the same to the top. So 1 multiplied by 2 is just 2. And now that we have two like fractions, we'll just subtract them. So 5 minus 2 is going to be 3 over 6. And if we simplify this down by dividing the top and the bottom by 3, we end up with 1 over 2. Okay, here's the next one. We have 11 over 12 minus 2 over 5. Okay, this one's a little bit different because we don't have a clear, obvious denominator to use. So we're going to try and find the lowest common denominator, or the LCD, from this particular equation. And the LCD is usually found by multiplying the two denominators. Not always, but this is usually an easy way of doing it. So 12 times 5 is just going to be 60. So we know that this is actually going to be something out of 60 minus something out of 60. And we're just going to work out what we've done to each fraction to get it to there. So from 5 to 60, from the second fraction, we've multiplied it by 12. So we have to do the same to the top in order for it to be an equivalent fraction. So we have to do 2 times 12, which is going to be 24. Okay, for the first one, to get from 12 to 60, we multiplied it by 5. So we have to do the same to the 11. 11 times 5 is 55. Alright, now that we have both of them as like fractions, we can take one away from the other. So 55 over 60 minus 24 over 60 is going to be equal to 31 over 60. Okay? Alright, for the last one we have 7 over 9 minus 4 over 15. Okay, so again, we need to figure out what our lowest common denominator here is. And if we were to list all the multiples of 15, we would get 15, 30, 45. I know that 45 is a multiple of 9, so I'm going to say the LCD is equal to 45, which it is. So this is going to be equal to something out of 45 minus something out of 45. Okay, how did I go from 15 to 45? I multiplied it by 3. So I have to do the same to the 4. 4 times 3 is just going to be 12. Alright, how did I go from 9 to 45? I multiplied it by 5. So I have to do the same to the top and do 7 times 5, which is 35. Okay, now I can solve and do 35 minus 12, which is going to be 23 out of 45.